We are open for viewer levels. First, we will begin by taking a look at a stage by Matilda, Crumbling Catacombs, which is a revised edition, I think, of a stage that I had played previously. As you can see, this is from back in December, so I'm catching up on it now. Let's take a look. Now, Matilda's name is one you will see quite often on a lot of speed records on levels that we play. Was one of the very popular makers early on in the life of Super Mario Maker 2, right from the first week. And most of these levels have a concept of being two-state levels, as you can see from some of the on-off blocks here. That it's very much a recognizable Matilda-style design to see areas that you tread over once, and again with paths that are created using destructible elements, such as, in this case, spike balls coasting through the bricks. You have to remember that there isn't a spin jump to get us to safety in this style. Outrun that. Oh. Dash away there a little too ambitiously. Now, I believe since the last time I had seen this, this was actually retuned to be slightly easier. Maybe more consistent. I remember playtesting this in an earlier edition quite extensively, and finding that, of course, with all the destructible elements, there's very much a risk that you would have some inconsistency in the state of the level depending on whether you did it in a single segment or if you respawned from a checkpoint, but it's quite possible those issues have been addressed. Not going to look at it very thoroughly now, though. Just going to play through the level, and as you can see, we're back in the original room. We'll see how it goes from there. Of course, with any bullet blaster mechanic, a lot can change depending on your distance from the blaster itself. So if you're trying to make complicated timing contraptions, that is sometimes a bit of a challenge. That is, if you want the pieces to interact in a somewhat reliable way. Handabox, welcome to the stream. We will get to your first submission of Coin Collecting Desert Adventure as soon as we are finished with this one, which should hopefully be soon. Thank you for the follow. You are, as you noticed, the first in queue today, so you will be next. Thank you for the follow. Malta, if you have anything, feel free to submit. Oh, let's try to get up to the correct pipe while we monitor the chat at the same time. You better be quiet. 20 seconds. Okay. Well, we will have to be silent for 20 seconds. See if there's anything here. No. I think if you kept the mushroom, that is a bonus route up to the 30 coin. It shouldn't trap you there. I think it actually takes you up to an alternate route that sends you over to the top of the flag, but not clear to me. Okay, so part can be a little bit dodgy. Oh, everything is going to fall apart. Let's try to get this destroyed. Toto Africa, or a 50% speedrun and 50% music level. I will take the second of those choices, unless you're thinking that, I mean, Toto Africa, I would assume is just a music level, right? So, yeah, whatever you feel is appropriate. I don't really mind the occasional auto or music level, if you really want to show that off or test that as working, so. Thank you for the submission. We'll get to the queue hopefully very shortly. I think this should be pretty close to the flag. There we go, flag. Hey, Pandabox, you will be up first. I trust that everybody did fairly well on the NG speedrun board this week. 3M66G5DNG. Yeah, Pandabox is in chat. He was just here dropping the code, and I do see him in chat, so. Some people might be lurking sometimes, so I don't mind if they don't ping me right away if I do see that they are still on the stream. Hello, DJ Dino. Welcome back. Hoping to see a few more of your technical tricks today. So this was made for Ray Team Strategy. Collect all the coins and reach the flag. Okay, let's take a look. I was looking at some of my Twitch stats the other day, and it seems that a lot of people who follow me also follow Ray Team Strategy. I don't really... I mean, I've seen one or two of his videos. I haven't actually watched his stream closely. But apparently, we have a bit of the same viewer base. Whoops, that was a crush death. I have a habit of checking things like that, even when it's clearly not the way. Now, okay, so the clear condition does say grab all coins, so we will need to be rather thorough about that. We can break the scroll lock, but we also know that there's a little bit more content up top, so let's check the top. Like an alternate pathway of some sort. And a replenishment for the hammer. And thank you for the submission, DJ Dino. You know what, let's just whack these guys. And break the scroll lock. And continue. Smack that guy in the face. Okay, let's see if there's anything up in the clouds. I guess with a collect all coins condition, you really do have to search everything. Whoa, I don't know why I'm sliding and slipping so much. There we go. Thank you for the submission, Soda Omni. Looking forward to 1-1 escaping the salt mines. Now, today will be a shorter stream than I usually run. I'll be going for about 3 hours from here. But do know that if I close the queue, I still make an effort to get through absolutely everybody who is already in queue, so as long as you stick around, you will be played. I usually keep that commitment anyway, but today my cutoff time is going to be a little earlier than I usually expect, so we'll see. Yeah, the platforming this one is kind of fun. I wonder, though, if the coin condition is going to be pretty strict, especially when you are also disguising things like coins and trees. But as with this many coins, I mean, it's fairly straightforward to just traverse the whole stage, but might want to give the player a little bit of leeway. But still, it's a nice, relaxed sort of collectathon, and I don't mind that at all. Not sure if Ray Team Strategy is really into this kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, I guess part of the issue is that it's a little hard to tell when you're done with an area, but we manage. Can I? Yeah, you can jump on these guys. Creepity creep creep creep. No, 3 hours isn't that short, but with viewer levels, sometimes it can go by very, very quickly. Oh, I lost a hammer. Okay, let's grab another one. Particularly because every now and then you have some fairly lengthy grinds. I probably won't be doing any really spectacular level grinds today. Whereas in the past, I've had some stages that were interesting enough that, I could stay on them for well over half an hour. It's almost too bad that viewer levels are not the best format for, oh look, missing 2 coins, for showcasing really lengthy stages. I probably missed a tree somewhere. Let's check every spot. Yeah, missing 2 coins, that's kind of precisely the issue with this style level, I think. Okay, let's get a hammer and do this properly. I feel like this would be perfectly fine as a fetch quest if... let's just see if we have another hammer on that side. I feel like this would be perfectly fine as a fetch quest if you had just a little bit more flexibility on the clear condition itself. Like instead of asking for all 252, I probably just didn't check these trees. There we go. We got it. We got it. And luckily we have a mushroom, so we can just damage boost right through that creeper. Okay, we got this. It's not going to be a speed record by any means, but here we are. Malta A1, how do I stream the Switch? I have a capture card, and I have a capture card plugged into my laptop, and I just feed the Switch's HDMI output to it. Thank you for the submission, PandaBox. Yeah, so I have the Switch outputting to one external monitor and to a capture card that feeds the data into my computer. So, Malta, you will be next. I'm usually not that generous about likes, but this was like the platforming was actually pretty decent in that stage, and it was in the end not too tedious to mop up the last 2 coins once I understood where they were. So I will read the description: 90P T3Y WRF. You fall into a haunted mansion and have to make sure nobody wakes up. Okay, so you have 20 seconds to do that. And the previous screen is thanking me in advance, it seems. And it is apparently tagged as a music level, even though as a music level you have to be quiet and not wake anybody up. So I think it has something to do with not triggering note blocks, but we'll see. World record time is within a second of the limit, but a fair number of clears, so probably a pretty reliable speed experience, but we'll see. Oh, okay. Nope, just have to read this thing properly. We'll want a high bounce off that shell. Oh, okay, Mission Impossible, yeah. I don't know if you've seen, or perhaps even made, that really popular Mission Impossible level in Mario Maker 1, which I think used the, I think it was probably the Mario and Luigi costume, but it did something with the amiibo costumes. I have to pay attention to this. It did something with the amiibo costumes where it made it look like you were like one character rescuing the other character. Oh, is the sound okay? Just a moment. Yeah, the sound cuts out sometimes when I have, I think the CPU overloading or something. Just give me a moment to get it back on. I always do a sound check at the beginning of the stream just to try to stop this problem, but once it gets going, sometimes the sound will just cut off by itself. So let me get that working. Okay, sound should be back on. All right, sorry about that. Yes, thank you for letting me know about that, especially if you are submitting music levels. Oops, wrong side, yeah. I was still watching my dials and making sure things were working. Okay, I should actually hold right for this part. Okay. Okay, a bit slow on that, getting up the ramp. And I see it was only 1 second left, so yeah, I really didn't need to jump my way up there. Oops. High bounce. Yeah, nice timing on that bomb setup, actually. Okay. And got the key at the end and ran right past the door. Wonderful. Well, thank you for that. Was fairly painless to read. Definitely off the speed record, though, and I don't think I'll be beating that anytime soon. Now, as always, anybody who has been cleared from the queue is quite welcome to submit more. Dissecta Mateo, I think. Don't actually see them in the chat currently, but I may just bump them back one spot if they don't confirm that they're here. I think Mateo just dropped the code and left. So I will bump them back a spot. Okay, DJ Dino. Let's see what kind of concept you have in store. Okay, side to side. And this just came out today, okay. the sequel to Side to Side, and I think, yeah, I played the previous one. Kelvin MP, thank you for the submission. So let's see how Side to Side will go. It has a true ending, okay. Whoa. I should have seen that coming. Okay, I'll keep my eyes out for the true ending. Okay, let's figure out what's triggering that so I can not trigger it. Okay. I hear something bumping. I don't know if it was a kind of clown car trick like you've done before. I think I might just have to go fast. Alright, we'll deal with that when we get to it. I just think I'm too slow here. Not quite sure how to read this because I do have to puzzle out what mechanic is, but seems like going fast is all that was necessary there. I see, and it's the same kind of or the same kind of clown car jitter trick that was seen previously. Whoops. Clown car trapped in gentle slopes, yeah. Just wondering how the previous stump bump was working. I think I actually have to follow momentum there and let that thing launch me. Feels a little bit tight, that jump, I think, but... And when I stand on it, the clown car seems to freeze. Right? That's supposed to happen? Whoa, okay. I am seeing double. Now time for RNG, yeah, huh. I think I need to get momentum off the left side before I do that. Okay. I assume that I need the momentum from the clown car jitter to actually launch me, right? I mean, it's a neat concept. I'm not sure it actually works, you know, as a platforming challenge. But we'll see, because I think the idea is I'm trying to pick up speed. But that is not clear to me. Bump, 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 bump. No. Yeah. There's kind of a narrow platform for any kind of timing challenge, so... Don't quite know if that works as a jump, but we'll see. Bump, bump, bump. Yeah. Just needs to double visually without appearing to move. Yeah. I think I managed that effect earlier, like that. And that's really neat. Oh, that's interesting. The collision is kind of strange, too, because it looks like I have a full 2 blocks to run. Whoa, okay. I mean, it's a really neat effect. Like, I'm not sure it makes for a very interesting kind of platforming thing, but the effect is cool. Bump, 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 bump. Yeah. So is this really RNG dependent, or is there actually a method to try to time it out? Not quite sure I'm seeing what the timing should be, given that when I get on the stump, the clown car pattern actually changes a bit. Whoa. Should definitely give people like a headache or seizure warning for this. Okay, let me think about this for a second. Yeah, I'm not sure it quite works. I feel like the whole jump here is kind of too tight by about a block or so. Okay, so now we've got the extended platform from doubling up. I see, and the clown car is actually bumping me back, because when I go just one step to the left here, I'm not actually falling off, I'm actually being tugged back. So, let's see if we can do anything using this effect. If you wait on a normal ground, then it will stop moving, and then... I mean, I am doubling the Mario image zone now, right? So that should be the right spot. Yeah, I don't know. That's, I like the trick, I just don't think the platform jumping itself is very well communicated. But if I... wait on a normal ground... oh, wait. Whoa, okay. I was trying to jump left that time, and, totally did not compensate for how it was tugging me back to the right. Yeah, because I've got the right spot here. And I can see how it's kind of tugging me back when I hang left. Kind of like a conveyor belt, almost. But, doesn't actually help me make that jump, though. Yeah, we'll give this a few more shots, but... I don't know, like, is there something I'm not seeing or not understanding about how to use the momentum from the stump to get the jump going? Because, you know, were I looking at this normally, I would think, okay, I need to build up momentum from a bit of a dash first and build up that kind of hidden P meter, right? But yeah. I'm not sure I understand this one. I don't have a Discord, actually, but if you have some... I should, in fact, set one up, given that I'm starting to grow this channel, but yeah, if you can link me to some kind of video, that would be great. I think I won't be able to really play through this segment, though. I mean, the trick is cool, but I think I will probably pass on this one for now, if that's okay. But of course, as usual, DJ Dino, I'm sure you have lots of other tricks you want to show me, so please submit more. Okay, I don't know if Mateo came back. I don't think they did. So we'll remove that as well. And I know that both Soda Omni and Kelvin are both here, so... yeah, Thunderbird, fairly quick queue today. Okay, so Soda Omni, we will look at WCN. 07X. MLF. Yeah, Thunderbird, if you have anything you want to tag on the queue, please do. Fairly short submission list today. We've been getting through things somewhat quickly, although this one is under 1%, so we might take a little bit longer with it. Bowser's right-hand comic ambushes and teleports Mario to the salt mines. Okay. So we will deal with some magic cooping here, I think. 4-minute world record. But not on a very large number of clears. So I would assume this is going to be a somewhat lengthy adventure level, which I look forward to. Thank you for the submission of Dash Master. Let's read this properly. So we have on-off obstruction leading to the right, so eventually we will have some kind of switch toggle that leads to the rightward path. So, bit of an exploration stage, okay. Actually, I can already tell, I mean, it looks very relaxed, so unless there's some obstacle I really don't know about, it could just be that the low clear rate is due to length, which is fine. One-time thwomp switch, let's go back. The fourth, welcome back. I'm alright. Hope you are doing well. Thank you for the submission. Okay, whoa. Could have read that arrow. I did see this guy earlier, so not too much of an excuse. Okay. The arrows are telling me something. Do the mines? Well, let's grab this coin and worry about it later. Okay, got a semi-solid under that, so we'll make our way through. The fourth, I think the last one I played was Factory of Fire and Ice. That was the one where I had a disconnection during the stream, I think, last time. Because I remember replaying that one after I got back online. But if you submit a code that I've already marked as cleared, the bot won't let you submit it anyway, so... Oh, okay, no, we need to get these guys on the upper level here. And... Why is it telling me to spin jump? I don't think so. Okay. So yeah, Rise of the Speedrunners is how I'm reading that title, and no, I do not believe I've played it. That thwomp seems to go nowhere, so glad I didn't try to spin jump on it. I probably should have let that fire piranha clear a bit of a path, but let's grab the key and keep going. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Oh no, that's just fire. Like there will be a fair number of destructible elements here. I lost a fire flower, so if I had the fire flower, I could just blast through and keep the key, which would be interesting. But, unfortunately, not how we're going to do this. Oh, no, the fire flower can't blow up those anyway. That's a hard ice block, not one of the new coin blocks. Bump, 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 bump. Oh, whoops. That's a bit of a higher jump than I expected. Okay, mini-boss. Nope, he does not hold the key. Does he? Yes, he does. 2 hits on those. Okay, so we will eventually have to be careful with something rolling our way. Block that. And... okay. Fairly straightforward here. see what's up here. Okay. It anticipated that I would check that. So, to the right, we see a little crush point of sorts, with the ice block squishing against that pipe. Just need to watch out for that. Whatever it is. Oh, whoops. Need to spin jump on top of this thing. Sure, let's check this side first. Might have been a bad idea, actually, but... Okay, that's kind of neat. Oh, wanted to spin jump. On that. And that's telling me no, so let's take that door. Reset our way through. Figure out what this level is trying to tell me. Oh, I see, okay. So the issue was that the platforms underneath were crushed. So you actually need to race this thing? I think you do. So you need to race the spike balls rather, over to that door. On the other hand, we did not take the left side path that was broken open, so it could be that thing instead. Okay, let's have another go at this. Oh, whoops. Drop that on my face. And let's safely navigate these. We do not have the benefit of the power of fire this time. Oh! Thought I could break it like I did last time, but my timing was a little off, so... Oops. Oh. Okay, my timing is way off. I did not have trouble with this segment previously, so let's maybe clean that up slightly. Oh, okay. Making a mess of this. Okay, back in business. Except, no mushroom. We will need to be somewhat careful. Oops. Hoping this guy maybe spawns a mushroom for me somewhere. As he sometimes does. Don't think Namek is feeling quite so kind today, though. Whoops. Always kind of impressed that levels of this size manage to stay under the entity limit. I find that to be fairly challenging even for short stages with a lot of interactions. Okay. And dodge everything there. Now we have the spike ball segment. I probably should have let that thing pass before I did anything quite so rash. Okay. Executed that properly. time. So, yeah, that... Actually, let's go back there. I want to take a look at that little indicator on the right side. Whoops. Okay, never mind. Scroll lock had other ideas. It seemed like the red and blue switches in that previous room were shaped like letters of the alphabet that were telling me something. I totally forgot to try to go left, but let's try to do this time challenge this time. Okay, so you do need to outrun, I think. Outrun the first one. And if you don't outrun the first one, you have to reset. So that's maybe not great. Yeah, you totally need to outrun this guy. Let's... Yeah, I do need to ride the first one up, I just missed. Whoops. Let's clean this up. Take him out. Pop him on the head. And let's see if this is a flower. It's a flower. Oh, whoops. One-way panel. And we are through. Okay. Now, to figure out... Okay, let's check the left side this time. And in the meantime, also figure out that... Oh, no. Okay. That was unkind. I mean, I know that's not the way anyway, but that was... not very nice. Whoops. F indeed. Okay, let's try to move on a little further. Maybe stay off that left side. We don't have to deal with the icicles quite so much. Okay. Okay, we have the power of fire, so... that will definitely assist. Get it out of there. And we have the power of fire coming into this segment, and I'm going to save that block. So yeah, you see how A and D with the red and blue on the top right in that previous room. Not sure what it's trying to signal. Okay, so... Ah, I see. P-switch is over there. And I'm already late on this one. But we made it. And it is a boss. Looks like a chase sequence. Although I think we can just shell this guy. And when we do so... What even hit me there? Oh, no, that was the shell. Okay. Forgot about it waking up. No, I think it's fairly clear what to do there. You can let the piranha plant fire, but it's probably easier to just kill it with a shell. A bit of a long ways back, but we do have a method worked out for most of this. And let's just keep on pushing. Okay. Whoops. Nope. That was massive bungle. Okay. Nothing worked as intended that time. Thought I had that all sorted out, but apparently not. Now, it looks like you can't come back for that flower anyway, given the layout of the one-way panels. Yeah, that whole left segment, that is basically just a death trap. That's very unkind. Let's do the chase. Ride this thing up. A power-up right about now would have been very nice to have. But, that's okay. Let's, shot in the face. Now, I think that was actually just the first checkpoint we hit. And the lack of a second checkpoint placement behind the Piranha clown car sequence tells me there is probably more checkpointing to come. Unless it was just an oversight to not put one there. Okay, that was a total miss. That was a much more convenient spawn location, so let's... Whoops, no. Ba-bum, nope. That is not how we're doing it. Okay, let's get some precision back in order for this segment. Not totally bungle this part. Much better. A and D. Yeah, still don't know what that's all about. Let's put a P-switch activation in there. No, that's a miss. Nope. Thought I could outrun that. Yeah, need to get that P-switch activation. No. Yeah. I think jumps off sideways trampolines generally don't feel great, but... yeah. Now this is, of course, a level on the longer side, and we are kind of progressing gently through it. But given the scale of the queue, I might not finish in this session. I don't know if the submitter is still with us, so... I may postpone this one. Well, like I said, I really don't mind levels of this length. I actually prefer them in some ways. Come on. Let the icicles fall. Let that guy fall. That would have been a rather bad way to call an end to this. Now, the on-off state there seems unusual. Oh, I probably just because of the, I guess the on-off state coming in depends on how quickly you get past the back and forth jumping segment, because that would affect when the shell activating the shell switch in the on-off segment despawns. So the effect of that was cascade all the way here. So yeah, a lot of things I think from a consistency standpoint could use some cleaning up. Okay, I can just make that jump as a wall jump. I don't know why I wasn't doing that before. Let's blast it open. Very nice. I kind of needed that shell. Nope. Okay, guess we're not doing it that way. Let's just wait for the wall to blast open. Let's just wait for the wall to blast open. There we go. Okay. Good thing we don't actually need to ride that thing, and here's checkpoint 2. We'll try to close it out from here. Quickly and efficiently. Okay. Shoot 'em up segment. No, or just a flying segment. And not that we needed that much room. Let's watch our headroom here. Yeah, clown cars running up against spikes, one of the very few things in Mario Maker that really makes the player lose control for many frames, and not something very pleasant to run into firsthand, but not too hard to avoid with the layout here. Okay, let's let the skewer punch its way through very suggestively. And whoa, 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 whoa. Let's get out. Wow, that's quite a lengthy thrust. Nope. Bad driving. Bad flying, but we are past checkpoint 2, so. And nothing about this segment is too tight. At least not so far. Need to fly a bit cautiously. Okay, that works for me. Not going to match that 4-minute clear time by any means. Actually going to be pretty lengthy on the clock by the time we get clear on this. So yeah, thanks for letting me know if you will be right back. I'm pretty sure Kelvin is next anyway, if Kelvin is still with us, so. Mushroom placement here is actually pretty decent. The flying from here will be a little on the tighter side, so let's take the top corner, as the arrows seem to be suggesting. Yeah, a bit of a tight turnaround there. That's a yay. Now, I do know that it actually should be theoretically possible to squish through, because I've seen it done, but I'm not going to do it. Okay, we ride a skull track and see what's triggering all these swamp-like switches. Looks like this is a kind of boss staircase, and actually just a long staircase. To add some time pressure if you are trying to do this all in one segment. And through something that looks very much like a boss door. Now, hopefully this doesn't take us to that pipe with the squishy ice blocks earlier. Because that would... Oh, okay, no, it pushes you out. Yeah. It does not squash you in. So, we see 2 arrows here that seem to indicate some kind of up-throw mechanic. Oh no, that's not an up-throw, that's But I'm pretty sure the idea here, and we have to restart from the second checkpoint again, I'm pretty sure the idea here is to grab the shell and up-throw into on-off switches. That's how I'm reading it. Let's give it at least 1 or 2 fair attempts. Yeah, the checkpointing is definitely very spaced out in this level. But, you know, with an adventure of this length, you do what you can. I see that you have returned, DJ Dino. We have hit the final boss, or what looks like the final boss. We died rather quickly to it. Oh. Just have to be a little bit more cautious all around. But there is the one turnaround up here at the top right corner of this segment, where I don't have the timing quite down to fly safely through the skewer pattern. I think I actually do need to wait for the one on the top right, which we'll see momentarily, to retract. And I'm not quite doing that. Oh, okay, there we go. Finally got it. Hopefully we have a chance to pick up a flower. Get through the dry bone segment safely. Spectacular boss staircase, telling you that the end is somewhat near. Okay, here's the one-way control for the boss. Oh, I wanted to shoot that guy in the face and totally missed. I can just kill him, though. Need to grab shell safely. Oh, bloody hell. Come on. That second shell really causes no end of trouble. Yeah, I wanted to run up quickly and shoot the piranha in the face with the fire flower and kind of deal with that obstacle safely, but the fact that Junior likes to toss 2 shells rather than 1 causes a surprising amount of problems in a space that narrow. Oh. We are close. Let's try to get through this before too long. Thank you for the follow, Kelvin. I appreciate your continued patience as you are next in queue, and I know you've been waiting for quite a long time for me to blunder through this one. Yeah, it is a fun level despite some weird spots here and there. I actually quite like massive adventure levels like this. Just, you know, one or two places are a bit rough. But, whoops. That was not great. So we will not have a flower going into that segment at the end. Unless there was a power-up up top. I think there might have been. I don't know if that was just a mushroom, though. Already forgot. Okay, up the stairs. Carefully up the stairs. Flower? Yep, flower. Okay, so let us safely shoot the piranha in the face. We will lead the first shot upwards if we can. Lead the first shot, lead the first shot. Nope. There we go. Okay. This is significantly better with the flower. And now we understand it. Ding dong, ding dong. Now I don't know why it went back to... Oh, I see. It's a time switch. There is a time limit, I think. Okay, so this is an additional phase where spike balls start coming. It becomes a little bit difficult to actually grab one of the shells under these conditions. Yeah, that's not great. Let me check my time on this. I know I'm past checkpoint 2, but I have been on this one for quite a while, so... Okay, that's okay. We're past checkpoint 2. We're close to finishing that boss. That was the first time we really saw the last phase of it, so we will try to take a fair crack at it. This did have an under 1% clear, and it's not because any particular segment is difficult. It is, I mean, one or two of them are a bit tricky, but just when you put them all together over a rather long scale, you can get a little bit sloppy as a player, so. Okay, strange collision there. Okay. Be careful. This segment's a little bit tight, but we'll wait for this to retract and we'll go. Okay. Yay. That's just a fire flower. Okay, we will take out the piranha. Yeah, for this boss concept, I think the issue is that the whole thing is horizontally just a little bit narrow. No. Like, there's just not enough space horizontally to run around. Probably because, for one thing, you have a lot of space on the left side that's just a door entrance, and that's effectively unusable. Like, I could really use that additional horizontal spacing here for sure. Nope. Okay, that protects me at least. Come on. Okay, almost there. Whoa. Getting a little bit tense. Okay, got it, got it, got it. Let's go. Okay, thank you again for your patience, everybody. But we made it. We made it. 30-minute clear time. Yeah. Not a record. Yeah, that was actually a fun one. Like I said, one or two spots that are maybe a bit questionable, but overall I like big adventures like that. And that's a 1-1 from January, and so maybe that's part of a whole series of super long adventure levels. So, I don't know, hopefully, I think the creator actually left, Soda Omni. But maybe we'll see more at some point. Yeah, the boss fight is cool. I just thought that horizontally it was a little bit narrow because you lose so many squares from the entry gate. And, you know, the whole thing, like, it feels like it's a little too compact, but the idea is great. So, did I type next already? No, I didn't. So, Kelvin, if you have stuck around. Yes, you have. Let's take a look. Yeah, I'm glad that was at least bearable and even perhaps fun to watch as a viewer. Last round of the boss fight definitely felt a little bit tense, but we made it. Level in development, that's fine. That's partly what I run the stream for, so don't mind looking at betas and prototypes at all. Now, I did see Kelvin in chat. I don't know if they're here or lurking. They might have actually just left. So we'll take at least a brief look. And if indeed they have left, then we can move on from there. Okay, so you've got this usual thing with a platform and a safety zone that's maybe a little hard to see. Hey, let's see if this is safe. Okay, so how do we tell if something is safe? I think we need to read these indicators in the background here. Maybe, or just coins as well. Coins definitely tell us. But we need to kind of read the artwork on this one. Oh, whoops. Yeah, the coins definitely work, although as you can see, with the bits up ahead that has stumps on top of trampolines, the stumps go a little bit too low. And I've actually played around with this mechanic in other styles before, and it is possible to get the stumps even on springs to be safe, but I think it's part of the concept of this level that you kind of need to time it out properly, and so they dip down just a little low. Okay, there we go, and we've got some vines to cling to, which is nice. We'll just follow coins. Okay, so that is on top of a thwomp. It's fairly obvious, I think. Just a little bit slow on that because we did see the saw blade pattern. Yeah, quite right about the coins. That the ones that are on the lowest level do seem to consistently signal a safety point, so... Oh, whoops. Kind of slipped there. Yeah. Design's kind of nice so far, though. Okay. Whoa. Let's mine that thwomp. Yeah, not sure about the visibility of that saw blade in terms of timing, but how do you create those weird boos? So you just stick them to the walls, like I think you just stick them to the walls, actually. I don't think there's anything that particularly strange about it. Oh, okay, I see. This is like a bonus game where you avoid damage up top and avoid the burners on the side. Oh, whoops. Missed my spin jump there. Actually, that's a very nice little coin room. I like that. And pretty consistent with the concept of the level, too. In terms of having some things tracked under the lava. Just need to fall appropriate distance and watch that hazard up top. Okay. Actually, really nice concept for a coin room, I think. Yeah, like the maker said, I think this is a level in development, and it was just kind of a test concept, but it's a pretty good concept, and... Kelvin, you are here. Okay, great. And I understand that, you know, this is A, unfinished, and B, code that you're likely to take down and replace with something finished, but I think the mechanic is fairly well signaled. The coin room is really good. The saw blade pattern right before the checkpoint, I don't know about that. Like it was clear once I saw it and saw what was going on, but the player doesn't really have an idea of how long it dips, right? So it's one where I think if the player just kind of stops and watches it, they can figure out the timing. But a lot of people will be impatient enough, I think, to just die on it, like I did. But yeah, generally, I think this was looking pretty clean, so... Thank you for the submission. DJ Dino, I know you're just stepping out for a moment, but we are going to at least start looking at yours next. Let me just see how the queue is doing so far, in terms of activity. Okay, not actually that long, so we have plenty of time to get through everybody who is currently here. A super expert level just for my boy, Super Kev 22. And I see 5 seconds on it. Fireflower, P-switch, lots of clears. Let's wipe against a super expert thing. Oh wait, just 1 second here. Let me nuke the spam bot. Okay, there we go. Hit the P-switch. Okay, super epic. So how do we actually die on this level? Because clearly it has 34 out of 50 clears. Oh, I know, because if you hit the P-switch and you just kind of hang around on the left side, then you actually lock yourself in. I think DJ Dino saying BRB might have, in fact, missed that entire super epic level, but we'll mark it as a win. DJ Dino, you just missed this level. I mean, you can see it again if you want. It's really, truly a super expert experience. I was trying to figure out how people actually died on it, 30% of the time, but it seems like if you just lock yourself in by, hitting the P-switch and forgetting about it, then that's it. But yeah, restart does count as death. That's what I meant. So, soft lock. So, let's ban Bob. I don't know why I'm trying to get these all of a sudden. Actually, that's a pretty consistent string. I can just get a bot to block that. But I'll deal with that after the broadcast. Did I hit next already? No, I didn't. Thunderbird. Thunderbird 980. Let's take a look at yours. N1. N2B1. As usual, anybody who has already been cleared is welcome to resubmit, although I won't be taking more submissions for too long, depending on the clear rate of this one. Dashmaster, fast-paced platformer. Under 20 seconds, I see. 3D World, which is nice. Yeah, we don't have too many submissions to get through right now, so I am fine with spending some time on this. Whoa, okay. I have not had very much practice with the new dash panels, and so a lot of this will be a learning experience. In terms of learning the timing on the reversal that you see here. Whoops. I'm just late on the jump every time. But yeah, a good way to train something very specific, I guess. Just a minute. I've got a... Okay. Sorry, just clearing my whispers for a second. Okay, that's progress. Oh, interestingly, even though it is an 18-second clear time, this is not a strict time limit level. It's not on a 20-second clock or anything, so I actually do have a little bit of headroom to make some adjustments if I, need to kind of get a little bit of extra air on a jump, which is nice, because I am still adapting to this mechanic. DJ Dino, no problem. Yeah, I mean, not every speedrun needs to be on a 20-second clock, right? Like, if you can do it on 20 seconds, good for you, but with 3D World mechanics in particular, you do want plenty of headroom for the player to really kind of adapt to mechanics. So, whoops. So if I'm losing, time on the clock to aerial adjustments like the one that you just saw, I mean, that's fine. It's, I think it's nice to have levels where you have the flexibility to do that. Forgot to jump there. Oops. I was a little late on that jump every time. Now, I say I don't have much practice with the dash panels, but I did just do that Ninja speedrun last week, which was very much about learning how to use dash panels, and so it's not like I'm completely new to this, but there are definitely a few things about the speed and momentum that you pick up that I am still learning. I was just under the cutoff for gold for the Ninja level. That extra spin there was probably not to my advantage. But yeah, I think it was a 36-second benchmark for the gold stars on Nintendo's level, and I was just slightly under that. I was between 35 and 36. So I did have to learn a little bit of dash panel usage to do that, but not very cleanly. Oops. Not giving myself enough room to jump there. Okay. Too much of a jump there. Nope. Getting a little bit too much height off that one. Yeah, the fun concept so far. I think it's nice to have levels like this where you just pretty much practice exactly one thing and apply it to a couple of different locations. I mean, the spike hazards in 3D World really do take up a ton of space, though. Oops. Too much height again. Oh yeah, it's definitely not for everyone, but, you know. That's true of most things in Mario Maker. I mean, I think, you know, the way to enjoy Mario Maker as a player in general is all about figuring out what kind of levels are your type of level. I mean, you know, as somebody who's streaming this, I do see a bit of everything, including a few things that are maybe not my type, but... And this is fine, this one's fine. But even so, it's still a much more rewarding experience, I think, than trying to grind through Endless or something. Okay. And again, yeah, I like how this is different from the typical speedrun experience in that it does give me a little room to make adjustments. Now, I think I should... I'm not sure if I should be doing a long jump or a low jump there, but I'll have to figure that out. I think a long jump is probably going to give me a little too much distance. But it lets me control the height a little better, so... Let's see how this goes. Oh. Yeah, I'm finding that, you know, there are definitely... I kind of want to draw this as a grid sometime, because, like, when it comes to difficulty, there are really kind of two kinds of difficulty, where you... There's the difficulty where you're trying to execute something you already know how to do, and the kind of difficulty where you're figuring out what to do. And so you can kind of draw a little graph with those two axes and then create like 4 quadrants of, you know, figuring things out versus execution. And so for example, like a troll level would have lots of figuring things out, but usually not too much execution. A Kaizo level would be all execution, but not much figuring things out because you are just reading the signposting and doing something very strictly, usually. And I definitely find that figuring things out seems to give players a lot more trouble when it comes to things like clear rates. That you can have like a really intensive platforming level and have like 5% clears, and you can have a really easy platforming level that just has one puzzle interaction somewhere and it will just stop people dead. And it might just be, you know, a function of the player base. But because I find figuring things out mechanically actually to be much easier than precision jumping. But not everybody really is looking for that experience when they're playing Mario, I guess. Yeah, the thing I like about puzzle levels is that very often they teach me something new. And I've seen some puzzle levels that have good kind of built-in tutorial segments that sort of lead you towards the mechanics. Okay, just overshooting that one slightly. Yeah, with Mario Maker 1, you could definitely tell, I think, that the player base shifted quite a bit from what it was at launch. Like, I originally played it quite a lot in the first year, and then I was away from it for about, 3 years, and got back to it a few months before Mario Maker 2 came out, and it was a very different environment in terms of which levels were still being made and played and circulated. Like, But I think part of that was just, a reflection of like what kind of people stayed to stick with Mario Maker 1 long term. Yeah, this part is low enough that, I mean, I guess with a dash panel, I should get enough horizontal momentum for a standard low jump to do. I think a long jump will probably take me too far. Oh! I don't want to spin my way down in that part. Thank you for the follow. Oops. Don't want to jump there. Should actually read the arrows for a change. But yeah, I tend to like levels that give me something to figure out and think about. As I find just, following signposting everywhere is, for me, not that fun. But a lot of people seem to love it. I mean, that's where a lot of those really tight 20-second speed runs all over the top chart are coming from. The ones that do have a very strict time control. They are very much about following the instructions well enough to look really cool. And so I can totally understand why they get through a large audience very quickly and get a lot of likes very quickly. But it's nice every now and then to have a challenge level like this one that kind of allows you to adjust your plans a bit. Kudos to you guys. I will still be on for the next hour to hour and a half. I don't know if I'll be able to take new submissions at that point. So it sort of depends on how quickly I get through things first. What I can do is, if you want to submit me a code now, I'll make sure that I at least have the code before I close submissions. And I will just kind of keep that in the queue and see if you're back in an hour. So you're welcome to just send me a code now, and I'll just remember not to totally remove you. But yeah, I mean, if you're back in an hour, like, I'll probably be able to play it, maybe, if I'm through all of this. But I probably won't still be taking codes at that time. So just drop the code, and if I see you back on later, I'll get to it. Yeah, sorry, the chat blocks links and domain names and so on, so yeah. Probably don't want to dox anybody's email here anyway, so... Okay, thank you for follow to fire. We'll hopefully get to that. And like I said, fairly short queue right now, which is why I'm willing to spend a fair bit of time trying to figure this one out. So we will hopefully get to play yours. Kudos to you guys. Use guys. And thank you, Thunderbird, for that submission. Oh. Yeah, Thunderbird, once I clear this, I may do a last call for one more round of submissions, but the bot only does let you put in one code at a time. Okay, too much of an adjustment there. I seem to go backwards. Yep, see you soon. Have a good break. Oops. Now at that stage, I'm kind of 10 seconds in already, and doing it somewhat cleanly so far, so it looks like I'm probably at about halfway point. I do still need to figure out that tighter jump up ahead, but... Oops. Yeah, it doesn't seem that long. With the dash panels, though, a lot of things can go wrong, so... Oh. Didn't change directions quickly enough there, but we made some progress. Yes, it seems like I definitely need to lead the correct direction into the dash panel when I land. And anticipate that accordingly. Very easy to just come in late on everything. A little too much momentum there. I've actually been pulling back on that jump in some of the successful attempts. Oh. Didn't give myself enough landing room there. Oh. That was almost a disaster recovery, but not quite. Yeah, pulling back a little too much there, and sending myself careening backwards. Oh. Actually did briefly pull off a recovery there from a miss. Not something I should be relying on too heavily, though. Okay. Consistently pulling back a little late on that one. That one will take a little bit of adjustment, but... Whoop. Coming off a little too close to the edge there. Yeah, as far as difficulty goes, I mean, like, that's partly because, you know, the dash panels have a lot of room for variance in terms of very little things that can go quite a lot differently if you're just even one space off. And this level is quite generous about giving enough room for the player to adjust if that happens, which I think you kind of need to do with dash panels. That like, sometimes you are just going to be a block off here and there, and that's fine. But as long as, you know, as the creator, I find that if you're able to execute a segment pretty much 100% of the time, then that's at least okay for checking that things behave very consistently. I found in the past that anything that, as the creator, seems kind of fussy or inconsistent is really going to be magnified when you see other people deal with it, even if they are good players. That's okay. I mean, you know, target difficulty, I think, is something difficult to call sometimes with the player base, because it's also going to change depending on, you know, whether you're being mainly played by randoms or code sharing or streamers or whatever. Like, it's going to change the kind of player base you get, and that will affect the clear percentage. Yeah, playtesting as the creator, though, I think, you know, if you can execute your own stuff pretty much 100% of the time, then you're definitely okay. And if you can't, then sometimes that is intended difficulty, and sometimes it might be jank. But, you know, sometimes that's not the clearest thing to tell apart until you see somebody else get their hands on it. Okay, we are pulling back just a little too aggressively on that second... Sorry, on that second segment facing right on the way down. I'm definitely dashing off that too early. It's not giving me enough time to pull back on the one after that, so that's the adjustment I need to make. Definitely very tempting to just pull back right away, though, given how close you are to the spikes. Okay. Yeah, I think having something like endless mode be the sort of standard discovery mode for the game has made everybody a little impatient when it comes to levels. I mean, there is still a lot of interest, I think, in sort of speedy technical levels like this one, but it's very true that, you know, clear rates will quite consistently be tanked by things that you can't just beat in under 3 lives. If your level gets noticed in Endless, anyway. I don't really know what levels being fed into Endless is like these days, because I haven't uploaded anything in quite a few months myself. I know that it has kind of changed a bit here and there. But that's just part of the natural cycle of the game, I think. The player base will change. No, it's fine. I'm figuring it out. I feel like I don't have a good solution yet to the back and forth segment up ahead. but we have a pretty short queue after you today. I think the fourth is still here waiting for their submission to get played, and what I do sometimes if I'm spending too long on something is that if it's a short queue, or rather, if it's a long queue especially, I will kind of postpone this and ask you to resubmit the code and kind of break it up into segments. Particularly when it's a level like this where checkpointing isn't an issue. Because, like, basically just so I don't have people waiting for way too long. It's not quite that, the fourth. Yes, the clear percentage, yes, but, as I remember, yeah, whether your level is fed into expert, super expert, normal, etc. is a slightly different formula as based on players. I'll show you when I, with the fourth, how that works when I pull up the actual numbers for a level, because I can explain that a little better. And some of it is not totally transparent. Some of it, people have had to kind of figure out by themselves. But when you see the clear percentage, yes, the clear percentage is clears over total attempts. And so that includes multiple clears by the same player, and of course, definitely includes multiple deaths by the same player. It's not the percentage of players that have beaten it, it's the percentage of successful attempts. Which is why people are sometimes shocked to see the percentages so low, but the thing is, you know, even in standard, normal Mario, in the early worlds, like, you know, if you took some of Nintendo's World 1 or World 2 levels and fed them into Mario Maker, you'd still only be sitting at 30 or 40%. Because a lot of people do take very silly deaths in those. And people forget it because, like, lives are so much more limited in the standard Mario games. Thank you for the follow, by the way. That, people forget that the difficulty actually feels totally different. If you go back to play something like Super Mario World, for instance, it's an easy game in terms of clearing the levels. But there's still tons of room to make mistakes. Okay, so I'm not quite successfully pulling off that jump, so I will, Thunderbird, I am going to kind of soft remove this level. I'm not going to, like, mark it as a loss and totally kill it, so you are free to resubmit it or submit something else if you like. I'm willing to continue this one if you want to resubmit at some point, though, including today if you want. But I do want to see what is next, because we have had some people waiting. The fourth, and Crazy Keen, thank you for the submission of Coaster Castle. Now, at this point, because I am going to be streaming for the next hour or so, and I know that kudos to you guys, plans to come back to see their submission. And the fourth says that your stage is pretty intense this time. I am going to close the queue at this point, so anybody still kind of hanging around, this is last call. If you have any codes, now is the time, if you are not already in queue. Because otherwise I will be closing for submissions and just finishing the rest of the queue over the next hour. And I will only be on for about another hour and a bit, but I will try to make sure everybody gets played. Let me just change my stream title to reflect that it is closed. Explicit 200. Hello. Explicit 200, I don't know if you have any levels. We actually just closed the queue, but if you have one, I can open it for one more, since you just dropped in. But get that in quickly, because I am closing up from here. And I will only be on for about the next hour, so depending on difficulty, getting through everybody may be a bit of a push, but I will hopefully get to yours. Yep, try the add command. And in the meantime, I'm going to punch in the next code. Okay, thank you for that submission. And I'm going to close back up. Okay, the fourth, you are up. T, GG, Q0, T. Whoops. 5-0 G. And yeah, if it's pretty intense, we'll see if we can get through it. But no clears so far. Rise of the Speedrunners. So yeah, to go over the clear rate again. So you can see that currently it's 0%, 0 out of 161. That means people have died on this 161 times. But if you see the footprints up top, you can see that there have only been 3 different players on this. So 3 players have taken all 161 of those deaths. Yeah. So which means that, you know, a lot of people have been, or rather, very few players have been taking many, many deaths on this level, and that's what's happening. So, Matteo, we had to pass over you earlier because you weren't here. We have had to close up for the day, so hope you can catch me next time. But if we are quick about getting through everything, and I'm not sure if we will be, given that this is an uncleared level, I might be able to take 1 or 2 more codes at the very end, but we'll see, because we have somebody who's returning in about half an hour anyway. So. Yeah, well, I mean, even when we don't clear it, I'm happy to look at it as a design. We totally missed that mushroom. We have a 300-second timer on this, so as far as Rise of the Speedrunners go, don't tell me this is a 300-second speedrun. Oh, whoops. We should have just trusted that. Maybe this is a 300-second speedrun, who knows. But the spawn timings, since this is not an auto-scroll, the spawn timings are based on proximity, so the timer is not tight. Well, we'll see. Like, the spawn timings are tight, but a timer isn't. Unless this does turn out to be a massive, massive speedrun. Okay, let's ride wave. Whoops. Yeah, that's okay. The fourth, honestly, a lot of the timings feel pretty decent so far. Like, even the saw blade over there is kind of nice. The main thing you have to worry about when something is not like very tightly controlled by the time limit and is also not auto-scroll is that if the player kind of takes their time to walk back and forth, that could totally break some of the spawn timings. I don't think that's so much of an issue here because it's pretty clear that it's a level where you just go forward. Oh, okay. Maybe I should not be taking these fines. Oh, whoops. I totally missed that platform. This segment is pretty straightforward, at least. I don't know what was actually enforcing that on-off switch. Well, I see the gate already, so we can't be that far. Maybe. Whoops. Yeah, a little bit tricky to actually get on board those, but we'll see. Okay, let's trigger that properly this time. Whoops. Yeah, hopefully I can manage to get through this. I already see the gate up ahead, although there's a little bit of a segment ahead where the tracks take you back. But as I said, because we are near the end of the stream today and I want to get through the rest of the submissions, I might not spend quite as long as I normally might. But we'll see. If I need to ask you to resubmit, I'll do that. But I definitely want to see as much of this as I can first. Yeah, Espresso 200, if you want to try the code, it should be in the top right corner of the overlay, or if you type !current. Okay, I should stop clinging to those quite so aggressively. Okay, and given the bonsai timing, I definitely wanted one of the earlier tracks, I think. Spent too long clinging to the vines, so. So yeah, the designs are actually pretty decent in this level. It's, I mean, I am trying to just straightforwardly beat it right now, and I'm not trying to break it. There are a few things with the timings that probably could be broken, though. Like, not broken in the way that you can cheese the stage, but in terms of things not triggering. So far, though, my experience has been very consistent, so, like, I think this works. Okay, past a bonsai. This is going to take you all the way left, okay. It's going to be a bit of a long journey. Now, I didn't actually read the top corner there to see if it's something like a door or a pipe that spits you out onto the gate. I don't know why I'm hitting that switch. It drops the blaster, and now that's in a very perilous location. Yeah, the thing that makes levels like this kind of challenging to test as a designer is the way that objects are actually loaded into Mario Maker as you play, because it's when things come within 4 tiles of the screen that they begin to exist inside the playing field. And so sometimes if you have a player that even makes a little bit of a mid-air adjustment somewhere, it can break the spawn timing in some very unexpected ways. Okay, so we'll just ride this all the way to the end, I think. This has been a very calm experience so far, this part. I don't know why we want the POW block. Oh, for the muncher on the right side, okay. Yeah, I see this now. We passed a muncher. Oh boy, let's get back on. No! Okay. That was almost recoverable. Almost. Almost salvaged that run. But no, I see how the structure of the level works now, because I did see the muncher blocking the gate earlier. So you just ride everything to the left, you ride it back to the right, and dump the POW on the muncher and go. So I like actually that you give the player enough time to read what's going on with the POW block on the top left. because I felt like there was enough time for me to understand how the level is going to go and still have time to get back onto the platforms. And so, like, I felt the timing there was actually quite good. Okay, let's ride this. Oh. Yeah, problem with the skull tracks going on diagonals is that it's... I mean, I've seen a lot of levels that use that mechanic, and it's very easy to slip off. That's... Even if you're just not quite standing correctly. Oh, I see what the jump blocks are there to do now. It's to guard against you actually falling in. It's not just there to throw me off like it's been doing every time. Okay. That's not going to be a speed record. Oh, didn't activate that platform. That's going to be a little weird. Okay. Yeah, it's totally going to fire at me. Attain the goal just by bouncing on rockets if needed. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I was trying that on my way back, in fact. Like the Bonsai Bills, like, I was trying to ride them when going left to right on the top row. Oh. Whoa, okay, that was a save. That was a save that very nearly did not happen. Okay, this part is a little more relaxed. Okay, let's grab the POW and go back. Am I going to get a platform there? Okay, no. I probably could have just continued up top. I just didn't quite trust where the platforms were going. Thought I had missed a window for it. But that seemed fairly close to a clear, actually. Like, can't believe the stats I was seeing from, what, 3 people dying to this about 160 times? It's not that hard. Like, if that's the whole level, it's not that hard. Yeah, I noticed at the very last minute, the fourth, that I could jump from one tree to the other. I just completely messed that one up. It's too bad, because that attempt had so many narrow saves as well, and was looking and feeling pretty cool just to make all those escapes from situations where I thought I was dead. And unfortunately, that was not the attempt. Oh, well, I'm sure it looked fun, though. Oh, boy. Okay, slip there. Yeah, I can see why they would be frustrated with it, but I've seen lots of levels with the blue skulls as using them as a kind of surfing wave before. I've seen lots of levels like that, so I'm kind of used to it. And I'm kind of used to the fact that I will often make mistakes by slipping on it. Now, it's not clear to me that hitting the on-off switch to drop the bullet bill is actually necessary. Like, I'm not sure if it's really communicating to the player that you need to do that, or if it's optional. So, like, I just don't really get that on-off switch there. Because it doesn't seem to be doing much. Like, it drops the blaster, but I don't know if it does anything that actually helps you. Anyway, I feel like we're reasonably close to finishing this one if we don't take any more self-inflicted deaths at the last minute. So I'll push through this a little longer. Of course, I say that while I'm still hitting that switch every time anyway, knowing that it's just going to cause me trouble by firing more bullets. I should probably just skip that on-off switch. Like, I don't think it's doing anything useful. Yeah, we're testing this anyway. I might as well make one attempt where I just don't hit the thing. Oh, I see. You do have to hit the thing. Okay. Yeah, that's one of those situations, I think, where... Okay, now I know that you do have to hit the thing. That was not clear to me because you don't actually see that column on camera at the time that you see the switch. That's okay. I mean, most people, you know, when they see on-off switches, they'll just assume you have to hit them anyway. It's not too big a deal. But if you don't hit the switch, you definitely have to die to it. And yeah, as you can see, the timing of hitting the switch is going to affect the drop timing of the bullet blaster, which actually changes the feel of this level quite a bit. Because if it drops onto the track, it is going to make things harder. Like that. Okay, that was interesting. Okay, we'll have another mushroom at the end. Not too fussed about that. Okay. Let's ride. Yeah, as you can see, the blaster dropped all the way over here. Had a very long journey. Okay. Yeah, the momentum definitely requires some adjustment. Which is why when I've seen this concept done before, you often see it done with tons of these blue tracks in a row. Because then you have this huge continuous wave, and also it kind of catches you a little better when you do slip. Because, yeah, when you land on these, it's very hard to stay on board after the landing. We're getting a little bit closer, though. Just need to nail the final segment. So, those of you still waiting, I appreciate your patience. I will try to keep my commitment of getting through everybody. Like I said, I'll be on for probably a little under an hour, so... Yeah, rather consistently dropping that blaster now. Probably because we're taking the first track on the way over. Yeah. Starting to slip off a little bit, though. Okay, we are slipping off quite a bit. That may at least partly be a controller D-pad issue, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, totally missed that track. It was not a good idea. Oh, we are so close on this one, though. So very close. Yeah, that's Blaster is definitely being a bit of a nuisance. We'll see if we can fix it. Two levels in progress, okay. Well, Explicit 200, we will hopefully see those in due course when you are finished. I haven't uploaded anything myself in a long time, but I also have tons of stuff in progress. Just, you know, things that aren't quite working as well as I'd like yet. Yeah. Trying to make an adjustment to compensate for that blaster can be a bit tricky. I wasn't triggering it at all earlier, actually. Like, earlier, my on-off switch timing must have been something quite different, I think, because the blaster drop was not so much of a problem, but now it's a problem every time. Yeah, when I play with Joy-Cons, I keep them separately in my hands. Right now I am using the Pro Controller. The Pro Controller does have a notorious issue with the up inputs on the D-pad, which is kind of a nightmare for things like Tetris, so I still use Joy-Cons with Tetris. And occasionally you can kind of see that being an issue in Mario Maker if you have levels that really depend on a lot of precision for things like, you know, upward throws and so on. But generally I find it to be pretty smooth. I'd like to get one of the sort of Super Nintendo controllers that were made for Switch. I'm playing enough Mario that I feel like that would be a good investment. But if I do that, I will miss the HD Rumble. I actually really love the HD Rumble. I think it's quite nice in most games that include it, and that includes Mario Maker. Like, the rumble effect is quite nice. It's too bad that not every player will have it on, and not every player will use a controller that supports it, because something like a level design that uses the controller vibration would have been an interesting concept, but not really something you can make, since, you know, you just never know if players will have access to that. But yeah, I really love the feel of the Joy-Cons when you hold them separately. Very lightweight. Also because I like using motion controls for aiming in the games that support it. And with separate Joy-Cons, that feels quite nice. I nearly got shot in the face there. But thankfully not. Ah, okay. Slipped right off. Yeah, I'll try it on a second wagon. I mean... Yeah, the thing is, that's the kind of thing where, you know, like, this is still a good level, but, like, you want to make sure when you have complicated mechanics like that, that it gets tested for all the wagons. And as you can see, that time the blaster was still a problem. So... yeah, first section, Thunderbird is fine. It's, trying to do it consistently is what I'm having trouble with, but figuring it out was easy. I've gotten to the last section a couple times, which is why I'm still pushing away at this. But yeah, like I've been saying before, if I need to move on from this one to get through the remaining submissions, I definitely will leave it open to a resubmission. But at the same time, I'm eager to make an attempt at that first clear. As far as I know, that is still open. Okay. Not as dangerous as it looked. Bit of a bump. Okay. Lost a mushroom. Let's be a little careful here. Oh, after the pipe is more, okay. Okay, yeah, I guess we haven't even seen a subworld yet, so... in that case, I think I probably will call this, because it's clear to me that I won't finish it on the stream. But let's try to make an attempt to get through the first segment at least. So yeah, Thunderbird, if you do grab the first clear, good luck to you. Yeah, let's see how far we get on this attempt, since we're doing reasonably. And if I fail on this attempt, since we are not even into the subworld yet, I will probably postpone this one. But I would be happy to continue it at some other point. What's going on here? Hang on. Oh, Muncher's up there, okay. So we can probably work our way up from here, right? No, let's just go up here. Okay, so that was actually easier than I thought, that part there. I was making it hard on myself. Okay, checkpoint. Okay, slightly different sky concept. Oh, I see, that's supposed to be a spin jump. Okay. I get pushed. Oops, gonna miss that. Might cause problems. Oh. Okay, this was our first time seeing the part past the checkpoint. I'll give this at least one more fair attempt. So, first time seeing this. Hello, Kudos. We are not at yours in the queue yet anyway, so you should actually be next. So welcome back. Oops. And I'm going to check the queue after this to see who's still online. Oh, got a spin jump off that. Maybe take the helmet. Yeah. Okay, got the first clear. Congratulations, Thunderbird. We are not under time pressure to get first clear, so let me just check the queue and consider whether I will continue this one. Had been on for quite a while, I think. Yeah, we've been on this for about half an hour, so yeah, it's nice. I'm gonna put a like on it, fourth, and like I said, if you catch me on another stream, you are welcome to resubmit it, because I'd be happy to try this again. Currently, I see 4 in queue and 3 of you online, including Kudos, who will be next. So, yeah, I'm only going to be on for another 30-40 minutes, so I will move on. And unfortunately, I will not be able to spend too much time on the remaining stages. I will at least look at all of them, but I might be a little bit crunched for time, in case some of them are particularly difficult. Yeah, congratulations, T-Bird. World record of 5-ish minutes. Yeah, and thank you for coming by, the fourth. Always happy to have some viewers race me for the clears as well, so... Okay, follow the fire. 25%, that should be more or less straightforward. Fire your flower and follow the flame. Lead your light to land on location. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that sort of poetic lilt to the description. World record by Zucchini. Oh, I've seen Zucchini's stream, actually. I think I've even submitted to them in the past. Good player. Follow the fire. Let's follow. Oh, interesting. And yeah, no, we actually do want to fly, so... Alright. Let's get some flying distance. Now, why would we want to do that? Oh, okay. Never mind. Ah. Ah. Okay. I see. So let's not take the reset door. Been a while since I've seen much cape usage in a kind of standard feeling level. Oh, that was supposed to send a fire flower over, wasn't it? Oh, no. You need to do the cape stomp for this part. No, let's... Okay, there we go. But you were supposed to get the fire all the way over to the bomb, I see. Okay. It's probably a reset door to the right, but, you know. Let's do things the hard way anyway. Okay, I see a red Yoshi up ahead. And... yeah, I totally understand it was supposed to be a reset here. Okay, so no, we need to grab the fire flower. We need to fire some fireballs, and we need to race those fireballs over here and do this segment with the cape. So, fire flower. Okay. Oh god. No, no, no. Missed a cape. Okay. I see. And the munchers enforce... well, the one-way panel enforces that you need to use the reset door, and the reset door respawns to munchers, so you do have to deal with them. Too bad about the cape spawns, I guess. Nope. Okay, cool little challenge setup, actually, for following the fire. Looks like I might have time trouble with this attempt, but... Okay. So, it looks like... Let's practice the cape segment so we know how much room we have to take off here. Because it definitely seemed like we actually needed to pull back. Pull back. And hit those. Because going forward wasn't really going to cut it, so... And then what? Was that supposed to be a cape whip? I think that was supposed to be a cape whip. But... Okay. Potentially tricky, but... Let's try this. We will totally have time trouble here. I don't know about the timing on these munchers. We are supposed to... Okay, maybe I should just follow the arrows, in fact. Because if I follow the arrows... No. No, we'll just need to trust that we have enough dashing distance on the cape. I think part of the issue is that I've needed to pull back in order to grab the cape in the first place. So... Yeah, I mean, I like figuring things out. Whoops, only one fireball that time. Yeah, too late. Okay. And it looks like if you get a full jump off of this, you might actually get enough height off the Z indicator, so... Let's try to figure it out. No. Only one fireball that time. Too slow. Okay. I should let that thing die and fire 2 fireballs, and maybe fire them at some distance apart. Okay. Follow the fire. I see, so part of the point here is to act as a tutorial segment to make sure the player understands the Super Mario World mechanics, in case they don't know how to do the pound. But yeah, actually kind of nice to have a little tutorial segment like this. Whoops. Huh, okay. I totally forgot what I said earlier about... Yeah, I feel like I should actually be pulling back. Okay, timing on a munchers needs a little work on my part. Let's nuke this guy first. Nope. Yes. Let's... Okay. I should actually be pulling back a little earlier, because then I can get a straight dash into picking up the cape, launching, and doing the dive. Let's try this again. Nope, too late. Getting too much height before the dive. I haven't actually tried to fly up on the upper level yet. Nope. Let's see what's up here. Okay. No cheating. Miss. Miss. Okay, so we need to fix that timing on the ground pound from the Cape, so. Let's try to figure this out. No. Okay. Let's try to figure out the running distance here. We go forward here. Yeah, too slow. Much too slow. Okay, I totally didn't even fire that time, so let's just reset. Okay. What is this part even doing here? Okay. Oh, I see. That's if you come down with the cape, and then you can get the one up while you're still wearing the cape. Okay. Yeah, I feel like maybe that's not... Like, I'm not flowing through this as intended, because I feel like what should be happening is that I just run right into the capes, and the spawns off the red pipes, which are your fastest pipes, should ensure that I pick one up in time to get the ground pound right away, right? So I shouldn't have to pull back like that. Which tells me that... Oh, hey, look at that. I don't think that does anything useful for me, but that's neat. Actually, not only does that not do anything useful, it takes the flower away. Jump for the caves, okay. Okay, I see, and then I need to not slide like that, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess you're kind of doing the best you can with the pipe spawns in terms of, like, scrolling them onto the screen as quickly as you can, and dropping the feathers as quickly as you can. That, like, there's no way to really clean that up. Oh, what do you know? I was about to get that too. I don't think an indicator was necessarily what you needed there. It's if you needed some reason to jump, even some coins would probably have been enough, like some coins under the pipe. Or I find that, you know, track indicators kind of take up too much space, and that they aren't really like, whoops. Because, you know, in Mario Maker, you're just winding up with, like, track indicators all over the place. And I know that's sort of become the normal thing to do in Mario Maker, but still feels kind of weird to me. Nope, slid too much in there. Should actually let go of the button when I jump. Oh. No, missed it. Okay. We had the right idea. And I can see why you would suggest a spin jump there rather than jump and whip. But Yeah, if you jump with Z, he won't slide. Yeah, that's very true. So maybe that's useful after all. And I missed a second whip. Okay. That's fine. We'll just figure that out. Yeah, getting closer. I know I pretty much need to let them through and hit that right away, so. Kind of hard to see the position of the fireballs when I do get up to that switch, I think. But I haven't seen it very much, so I just need to learn it and adjust. Okay, got it. This is the worst person we are closed up for today. But thank you for dropping by. Very nice. Pretty simple. Tutorial segment followed by one very tightly controlled challenge. And that was pretty satisfying to work out, with some hints, of course. I usually am quite patient about not needing hints, but we are near the end of the stream today, and I want to get through the rest. So thank you very much for the submission. Kudos. Kudos to you as well. Did I mark that as a win? Let's see who's still here. Now, Crazy Keen, I think they left. I will just bump them back one spot in case they are back, but... Thunderbird, we'll look at your second one. And after that is Explicit 200. And that will likely be the last thing we see today. Yeah. Explicit 200, you'll be after this one. So we will see yours in just a little bit. Yep. Sky Fortress. Okay, pretty high clear rate. About a minute. Looks like a mysterious fortress is floating in the sky. Does it protect treasures? We'll find out. Already getting a bit of a traditional level vibe off of this before we have even seen it, so... Okay, it's going to be jumping on these. And some of this might be an optional path anyway. Let's grab that coin. Because we are unwise, and that's what we do. Oh. I'll give myself enough headroom to get back up. Whoops. Guess not. Okay, let's... Okay. Yeah, this is, very well decorated. All these goom rats infesting the castle. Okay, so... I don't think hitting that block from under would give us anything interesting in this style, so... Let's just, go down. Oh, let's not get shot in the face by the red cannon. Let's check the door, see what's there. In this Sky Fortress. Okay, just takes you up here. And up we go. Makes sense for a Sky Fortress to have this verticality to it, as we have all these castles floating on clouds. This looks like a reset door for the blue platforms in case you fail. Missed that whole coin trail. And that looks like a reset for blue platforms as well, okay. And make our way up. So SMB1 never had a sky theme, kudos. So this was, along with the forest and snow music for SMB1, these were actually new compositions by the original composer, Koji Kondo. So yeah, they are remixes and new compositions, basically, that were done in the original style to fit the themes that were never in SMB1 in the first place. And the same goes for some of the other styles that have new themes, in the same way that, for example, Super Mario World never had desert, so now it has new desert music, and it also has new night music for all the night versions. Okay, thank you, Thunderbird. Very nice traditional level, actually. Very well decorated with a coherent sense of theme, if not necessarily a sort of sense of physical weight, I guess, to the castles sitting on the clouds. So, thank you very much for the submission. I hope we see you back for more. Now, I don't think this person came back, so we will remove. We might have time for one more at the end of the queue, but I'm not sure. We'll take a look at Explicit 200's level first, and then we'll see what we can do. Because sometimes I finish a little ahead of schedule if we have some easier stages at the end. But I may also just close off after this one. Explicit 200, thank you for staying around. We will take a look at yours. 77F. FVY. Swish. Thank you for the follow. 1WF. Dot dot dot, it's not very good. Well, that is for me to decide. 10% clear. Okay. So, kudos. I am gone traveling for the next week, so no streams from me for the next week. But I'm still very early in streaming Mario Maker, so I've been kind of testing to see what schedule makes sense for people. But I would say that this time slot, Wednesdays, afternoon in NA time and evening in European time, is becoming quite regular. Like, I've done this slot about 3 weeks in a row now. Oh, I totally saw that pipe on my way up. I just forgot about it. So, same time next week, I'm pretty sure I will be back with more. I usually do some more streams during the week as well, but not this week because I am not going to be at home for the next few days. So, hopefully we'll have some other levels ready by then. Whoops. Yeah, thank you, kudos. And thank you, all of you, for the levels. I'm glad you enjoy seeing me struggle through these enough to stick around. But yeah, we've only been streaming on Twitch for the past month or so, we set this up specifically so we could see more Mario Maker. And so, you know, let me know. I'm always looking to improve this and make the viewer experience a little better. Whoops. Oh, kudos. It's not a very big trip. I'm just actually only going about 2 hours away, but it's a weekend competitive thing, so... But it does mean I'll be away from my full streaming setup. Oh. Oh, interesting. You can theoretically just fall onto that. I almost want to try it, although it is a moving platform, and that's a bit of a blind risk when I don't really know what this level is about. What is the clear condition? Did I even read that? Reach the goal without taking damage. Okay, yeah. I mean, you kind of have to. But that at least tells me there's no checkpoint. Yeah, clear condition levels don't have checkpoints. That's how I know. But you're Small Mario and there's no mushroom anyway, so like you kind of have to not take damage. But it does mean too that if you get something like a mushroom, it actually doesn't help you at all. And might even make some things harder because you would perhaps bump your head on things. So yeah, like for a standard level, I guess you don't actually need the reach the goal without taking damage condition. Although in this case it does tell me that the level will not have checkpoints, so that's at least some kind of information. This segment is a little weird, I think, because of that timing near the end. So we knew there was a platform down there, but there's no way to see it for a first-time player coming through the level, just so you know, so that is a bit of a blind fall. I mean, at least you're not just trying to fall onto the pipe. Like, yeah, I mean, there's no way you can really see that coming, right? So it is a little bit trial and error. It's one of those things where, you know, like, it might look fine in the editor, but when you play test it, you have to think about how it looks in the player camera. And what a player is able to see coming and what they can't see coming, because if they just have a blind fall like that, that's not something they can figure out. Oops. Yeah, the thing about putting something in there that is a little bit trolly is that, like, so far, up to that point, the rest of the level feels, you know, very kind of straightforward. And so, like, a player who has gotten that far won't really know they're in a bit of a trolley level, and so that will take them by surprise. It's quite different when you know, see something that actually is set up to be a kind of love it or hate it troll level where, like, usually they just troll you on the first screen to make it very clear that, you know, if you don't like this stuff, you're not going to like this level, right? And that if you do like that stuff, you're going to love this level. Okay. Not getting enough dashing distance there. That's very much my problem. Now, we do know that the red pipe is all the way on the right side, though, so we can maybe get there a little more successfully. And maybe catch this on the way down. It'll be a little easier on us. Okay, let's actually get enough dashing distance this time. And hug this all the way to the right. then go right, and pipe drop. Okay, so you do need to hang all the way right. On-off barrier, don't know what that's about. Yeah, the thing about trolley things is that I think the general rule is that, like, if they're funny, assume that they're only going to be funny once. So if you put them after a checkpoint, not too bad. If you make them easy to avoid once you've seen it, and, you know, the one here is actually easy to avoid once you've seen it, not too bad. What you don't want the player to feel like if they are playing a troll level is, like, that they've already kind of seen the troll already, and you don't want them to go through it repetitively. Because I know some troll makers like to make you go through, like, 1 minute long death sequences and such, and, you know, that kind of thing, it's funny the first time. It's probably not so funny the second time. Yeah, because, you know, you have to remember a lot of people will play levels where they see blind jumps, and usually they'll assume that it's not really an intended design. But, anyway, you came here for playtesting, so I hope I hope we're still giving this a proper look, explicit, and I hope this is a valuable playthrough. Okay, so we go back through here, now that we've hit the switch for the on-off gate. We are probably going to... Oh, not run into time trouble. Okay. Well, thank you for that submission, Explicit. Yeah, no, I know we were kind of being a little bit critical of the trolley segment, but, you know, when you kind of design and playtest a level, you just kind of pick these things up and learn as you go. 16-second record from... 16 seconds record from somebody else with 3 stars on him, so he definitely put in the effort to speed right through this thing. Or probably just found a trick that I didn't. So, thank you very much for that submission. I'm going to close up for the day. Thank you for hanging around, everybody, and for submitting all those levels today. I'm going to find... there is a dev secret, of course there is. Yeah. So yeah, as I said, no stream for the next week or so, but I should be back at the same time slot 1 week from now on Wednesday afternoons, or in NA and evenings in EU. I will probably clarify the exact schedule on my stream page, because I'm only beginning to kind of nail down a proper schedule, but it looks like this is a pretty regular slot, and I have some regular submitters who like to drop by at this hour. So you're all welcome back. Thank you for all the follows. And with that, we will call it. Yep, see you around. I'm going to search for somebody to raid, so in case you want to send more viewer levels around, I'll probably find somebody else who is streaming Mario Maker today. And you can drop them some codes as well. Yeah, you've been playing a week. That's fine. That's you know, a lot of people, they just keep working on it. You know, we all had to go through the process of making a lot of stages and testing a lot of stages early and seeing what works for people and what doesn't. And of course, the more you play and watch Mario Maker as well, the more you pick up about what is nice about this game. Everybody who has made good levels started off with some that, you know, were kind of rough in a few places here and there, and it's one of those things that just takes practice. So I look forward to more submissions. I'd love to give you more comments as we go. I'm going to send you all to somebody who is just starting up their viewer level stream. They have marked themselves as family friendly, so this is the Rusty Sizzler. So be nice, and hopefully they enjoy your submissions as well. Have a nice day.